was speaking to this bill in Committee of the Whole, I knew there was a few things that I couldn't find in my notes, and I have located them. And I'm aware now that in third reading we're speaking to the anticipated effect of the implementation of the bill, and I will try and focus my remarks in that way. Specifically, one of the ones that I wanted to talk about was what was happening to post-secondary students in this province. And it's always puzzled me, right from when I was first elected, this government's sort of schizophrenic relationship with people who are attending post-secondary institutions. Because there's been, I would argue, a lot of the effect of the government policy and funding has resulted in less money available for the institutions and higher tuition fees for the students, not only in universities but also in colleges and technical institutes. Now I hear the government arguing, well, that's okay if tuition goes up because we're going to have lots more grants, lots more bursaries and things available for them. And yet, as I look, I don't particularly see that. And more specifically, I notice that the funding amounts available in these various bursaries, largely connected to the fact that we've had a downturn in the stock market and they are not able, their investment return income was not as flush as they expected. In fact, there's not been an inflationary increase in most of these bursaries and grants that are available to students in post-secondary institutions. So the effect that I see of what is rolling through from both the 09-10 budget, of which, of course, we're looking at the supplementary supplies today, but also the budget that the government is going forward with, is that there are cuts and corresponding tuition increases, and in fact, I don't see the corollary, which is the increase in the value of the bursaries and grants. And I noticed, as I was reading through some things, that there's actually a resolution from the Alberta Teachers Association to urge the government to increase annually the monetary value of Rutherford scholarships to reflect both increases in student tuition fees and the cost of living as per the Alberta Consumer Price Index. And of course, the Rutherford is the one that's directly connected to high school marks, I think.
Was he a Liberal, that fellow?
Rutherford, yes, he was.
Was he an education minister?
No, he was premier.
And premier and education minister.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay. So there's a recognition from an educational association that the Rutherford scholarships have not kept pace with inflation, and a request for the government to look to that. But I'm not aware of corresponding increases in any of the other ones. And I think that the anticipated effect of what we're looking at in these supplementary supplies and the choices and policy direction that the government has been working in is that we actually have a double hit on students. We know that the effect of the cuts from the previous administration of Conservative government in the early 90s was that it took students much longer to graduate. So instead of coming out of a 3-year arts degree in 3 years, it's 4 years or 4.5 or even 5 years. And therefore, we didn't get those people into the workforce as quickly, and they spent, there's an argument that they didn't have the same quality of experience in university or any post-secondary institution because they spent so much more time working. And certainly when I went to university, yes, a number of my fellow students worked, but not out of desperation. And that's certainly what I'm seeing now. They have to. And how much time, it's flipped. Instead of how much time outside of my school do I have to go and work and supplement the money that I have, But it's now determined the other way around. How much time have I got left after working to earn enough money do I have to invest in education this year? So the whole focus of a student's life has switched around from education to work with a little education on the side. And I think that I'll be very interested to see what the effect of the policies that the government's instituting now, with even further tuition increases, decreases in funding directly to the universities so that they're looking for additional funding through a number of sources, and this corresponding lack of increase, inflation proofing or indexing in some way of the various bursary and grant programs.